Welcome to TGSTS, where we engage in open and honest conversations about important and sometimes challenging topics. Today, we want to begin with a crucial trigger warning. Before we dive into today's episode, we want to make sure everyone is aware that the content we'll be discussing includes sensitive and potentially triggering material related to sexual assault. If you or someone you know may find this topic distressing, we strongly advise you to consider whether this episode is right for you. If you choose to continue listening, please be mindful of your own feelings and take a break if needed. If you or someone you know is in need of support, don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional or a helpline in your area. Remember, you are not alone, and there are people ready to listen and help. Thank you for joining us today as we navigate this sensitive topic. Now, let's move into the main segment of our episode.
This is all like money right here, what we're doing. So
if I don't have coffee, I'm dead. I'm not even kidding. No,
I don't know how people function without it.
I don't know. I can't function without it. I'm literally like, and I'd be depressed too.
But for me, part of it is sometimes it's the ritual of it, like just drinking it. It doesn't even have to be the coffee. Like, I just got to drink the coffee. Like it's I feel like my morning's not right if I don't do the whole make the coffee, foam the milk, sit in that first sip. You drink iced coffee, so it's different. For me, it's like a warm hug. Like, I gotta have my coffee.
I like the after effects, the caffeine.
But I could drink coffee right before bed and go straight to bed. So it's, I don't know. I need the caffeine to function, but it's not like inhibiting me from sleeping later.
Oh, same. I can have it and go right to sleep. Well, I used to, when I drink martinis, drink those and pass out. So
sometimes I think that it's just a ritual then. I don't know. I love all of it. Whatever. I smell of it, everything.
Whether it's a placebo or what, I feel it.
I feel it. So how you doing, Mo? As she sips her coffee.
Good, thanks to coffee.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I literally just hopped out the shower and ran over here to record. So hair is dripping. I'm freshly moisturized. That ring is beautiful. What's happening?
Bootleg ring. I'm gonna start wearing it around to see if I get attention. It looks so natural. Like
you should. I wonder what would happen. That'll be a little yeah, exactly. Ooh, test it, and we'll come back and do an episode.
No, this is Philly. I be getting my finger cut off over some damn costume jewelry.
God dang.
Nah.
In that case, leave that ring at home.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So
how
what's
you doing,
up?
Buki?
I mean, I'm okay. I'm good.
Good. You looking cute.
Thank you. I'm trying to hold on to this tan. You know, I went to Hawaii 2 weeks ago and I'm like, please keep me black. please. No, when I was younger, I used to tan and stuff and get the glow. I feel.
Do you do that anymore? You don't do it anymore?
No, skin cancer is real. I was stupid when I was in my 20s, so now I'm like, I'm not trying to die off some tan skin, some dark, God,
you were the first brown person I ever knew to go tanning.
I would go tanning, but I mean, in the summer, I would just slather on the baby oil and be out in the sun.
Yeah.
Yes, and just but when the sun was gone, I had to do something.
Real dark,
crispy dark. Like, I love it. I love that. I love that. And so
we'll have to pop in one of our pictures at the beach.
Yes,
here,
crispy, crunchy.
Yes.
Anyways.
Well,
yeah. On that note, Diddy been on some shit.
Ooh, child.
Yeah, I don't know when this is coming out, but it may be a little dated. But the topic is always current.
Yeah.
But you're the one who told me about it.
So if y'all don't know, Cassie was with Diddy and years ago, it's like a decade ago or something, and filed a lawsuit.
She's a singer, right? Cassie the singer. Is that who she is?
It's me and you.
Yeah. Okay, I remember. I love that song.
Way younger than he is, and like he had trains ran on her, like all kind of crazy stuff. Supposedly.
Well, and also more people have come out from the early 90s talking about he drugged them Cosby style.
Yep.
And then, raped them, filmed it, released revenge porn, passed them around. Aaron Hall was brought up, passed them around.
Yeah,
to the
right.
homies.
Aaron Hall, like, dang, I love me some Aaron Hall.
But just
don't be afraid.
The 90s was wild. I mean, I'm sure stuff like this happens now, but I feel like there was a culture in the 90s where it was very
Just thought about that. Aaron Hall, Don't Be Afraid.
Yeah, he's singing a Cassie ass. I don't know. I don't
Oh
know,
my
but
God. Now
just
it's
I feel
time
like
to go, baby pop. No. Ooh, okay.
I was okay. So I was in the car. This is like 2000, I guess. But I was in the car this week. I was like, I want to hear something, no kids in the car. My mom's not in the car. I was like, okay, let's put on Dre, The Chronic.
Mhm.
I haven't heard that in a minute. That gets me hyped, whatever. And then the song, I Just Want to Fuck You. I was like
I never
singing it.
heard
And then
it.
I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like, it's just the
Yeah.
culture, the 90s, early 2000s was very misogynistic,
Mm-hmm.
very bitch this, bitch that.
Yep.
Um,
Hoes and tricks.
and running trains and being nasty. The video hoe, the quote unquote video hoe was like a trope, a current,
Mhm.
like all that kind of stuff. And it's just now to hear
Backstage,
yeah,
underage, adolescent.
adolescent. Oh,
Mm.
oh. And we
Man.
sang it like it was nothing because we
And we
didn't
were
think about it.
adolescent. We were kids. Like,
Backstage, underage. Oh,
yeah, nasty.
oh,
Do
that's
me, baby. Ugh. And they
uh
literally meant
do you think
baby.
you can? Oh,
And they still play it too. They still play that song like nothing. I've given up on trying to divide
life
the
on
art.
life, like how, because these songs were such a big part. This is crazy, a big part of our adolescence, of our youth. And we talk about like not indoctrination, but you listen to things over and over again, things become, that's okay. It's like, oh, okay, that's
Mhm.
if you're 17, 16, 15 at a concert. And who was that? New Edition? Not New
Mhm.
Edition. Who was that? Was it New Edition? Do me,
What?
babe. Oh,
Belle Biv DeVoe. So
Belle Biv
like
DeVoe. Okay, yeah, whatever.
a sequel.
So yeah, Belle Biv DeVoe. But just, I mean, could you imagine being 16 at the concert? Oh, do you want to bring me backstage? Okay, I'm
Yeah, I would be
excited.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, but why? That's
I used to be
gross.
jealous of people who were dating grown-ups. I didn't know that was wrong. And I'd be like,
Because
"Ooh, I want to go out with them."
it was some kind of status.
Yeah.
But then look, I mean, stuff happens, and it's sex trafficking. That's another thing that came up with Diddy was sex trafficking. So they must have been underage. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how it's just gross
It's
as an
sad.
adult.
So for y'all, those who don't know, I don't know if you remember the name of it, but there was a law enacted in New York, I believe, and
It's adult
allowed
survivors, I
people,
think.
yeah, it allowed people to 1 year to bring forth any kind of sexual assault, harassment, etc.
It's called the New York's Adult Survivors Act.
Yeah, so they had 1 year, and I think it recently expired. And so at the last minute, a lot of people started bringing forth allegations, filing their lawsuits or complaints. So that's where we are now. And it's some tea. It's like everybody.
Well, I think a lot of people don't realize how pervasive it is in our culture, especially in the 90s, early 2000s. I feel like, I mean, I don't know what's going on now. I feel like people are more quote unquote woke to these types of things. People are trying to raise their sons and their daughters to be a little more or a little less sexually aggressive or
Yes.
whatever, or to advocate for themselves more. And I think the culture is different. But if you can bring yourself back to high school, college, 90s, 2000, early 2000s, it was a different culture. I remember the R. Kelly video came out and I was in college. I think it was like 2001 or something, 2002. And it came out and people were like, oh, you want to watch it? Like, ooh, it was like a weird, it's so gross to say right now. And people were kind of like, ew, laughing it off. Me as a mom at 40 some right now, it would have made me throw up.
Yeah.
Like make me sick. That's child abuse. That's abuse. You're abusing a child.
Yeah. Ruining that child's life. And the parents, I think, pimped her out too. So that makes it even worse. But yeah, ruining
or her
a child.
aunt or something, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
But and then it's also a thing racially, I have feelings about it too, because I feel like young Black girls present much more mature. We mature faster. We look older than
Just
our
think,
age.
we were bred for so long. That's not shocking. We were literally bred.
Yeah. Societally, culturally, the idea of like an innocent white child is something that can be contrasted with a more mature, sexually mature, presenting, similar aged Black girl versus the white girl. And so I feel like there's some of that. I know we don't talk about race that much anymore, but I do feel like, You know, we're talking about Diddy, we're talking about, I feel like the feelings around these things that are coming out would be different. You did mention Johnny Depp. I don't know what's going on there, but there's a pity or like a care or a concern
Yeah, if they're
for
not
little
black.
white girls that
Empathy.
are,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. And so some people may look at this and be like, oh, these are some fast girls. Fast, we talked about that word too. Fast girls out here just trying to come up with some, you know, a superstar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fast
that's
as
not entirely,
hell.
yeah, but they didn't ask to be drugged, passed around, recorded, and then have that video out there in the world of them, you know. So that's the part that's gross. Revenge porn, that's gross. That's just gross and so violative. Like,
but then you look at what's her name? Got famous Kim Kardashian, you know, Paris Hilton, they got famous off
yeah,
of.
but I think they released that shit.
Yeah, they did, but I think people probably thought they would get. I don't know, because like I would never consent, but sometimes people didn't consent
to the video.
Video, like,
yeah,
because I'm looking
that's a
back.
Weird thing too.
Yeah,
like people just recording themselves. It always comes out. That's scary.
yeah, and I'm looking back. Like Jamie Foxx is another one. Somebody said that he was at a restaurant in New York and that took him aside and started pulling up her shirt and all this stuff.
What?
Yeah, so she filed a lawsuit as well for this.
He did what? He started feeling up her shirt,
fondling her, up her shirt.
Just a random,
allegedly, just
a random woman
was there. Yeah,
this is the Trump stuff. When you're famous, you could grab him by the pee. You could do whatever you want.
But then, like, I feel bad because I feel both ways. Like, I feel like celebrities get more permission to do stuff. So at the time, was this person down with it and then like wanted to do a lawsuit? But then again, it's awkward to fill up someone's shirt at a restaurant
in a public place and you're not together. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the audacity, the Louis C.K.-ness of it. Like, you really think this is something that's okay? Like home training. You always talk about home training. You know you're not supposed to do this.
But then I wonder, like, especially if they were young, they could have been like, oh my God, Jamie Foxx fondled me. Yeah. And it's kind of sick. So was it like in the moment, was it assault or was it consensual? And then like
later
thing on it? Because I know, dang, I've definitely been assaulted in
same here
growing up. Like I didn't think about it. And I was just like, oh, I put myself in that situation. So I should have known, you know, and it's just like looking back, I'm not going to go file a lawsuit. Like in the moment, I didn't even know what I was doing. So I don't know.
How do you how do you process that? I wonder though, because I can think of a very specific time where I put myself in this, I was drunk, but I put myself in this situation. This was in college and I woke up with a whole nother situation.
Yeah.
And looking back, it like gives me chills to think like, younger me, you know, 20-year-old me and like 20-something-year-old me, like that's not okay. But in the moment, it was like, ha, 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 you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Laugh it off, go home. And I don't know if that's like a way of surviving a trauma, to laugh it off and go somewhere instead of dealing with it in the time.
That's
and
my
I remember telling friends when I got back to our apartment, telling my friends, my roommates at the time, and they were like, that's not okay. And not knowing what to do with that. And so I wonder, I mean, it's not like 20 years later, am I supposed to go to the cops and be like, hey, this happened? Because maybe that's a victim's problem. That's why a lot of people don't come forward, because it's like, I put myself there. I didn't consent to the things that happened, but I put myself there. So does that mean, did I effectively communicate? No.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a state to communicate that, but I think that that's something that's changing now, is that we are telling our young men and young women, because things happen both ways. We're telling them that, hopefully we're telling them that if they are not in a mind state to consent, there is no consent.
Yeah.
So
I think they understand that now.
Yeah. I think that's something new. Whereas before you got them drunk, get them more drinks, get them more drink. Yeah. So we can get that consent type.
They're still drugging people though, too. They're still doing that.
I mean, that's
but also on a personal note, like I don't find it attractive for someone to ask permission. So I feel like there still needs to be a thin line.
That's a mood killer. Hey, so we gonna do this? Do you want? Can I touch you?
May I insert my eggplant into you? Hi. May I kiss you on the lips?
There's ways though. There's ways to, I mean, to ask and to consent non-verbally.
Yes.
There's a look, and there's ways to say hell no non-verbally. But it's blurry. I feel like it's blurry, like in the Louis C.K. example, let's say. So he had other young and up and coming comedians at his hotel room place, whatever. He said, "I'm going to masturbate in front of you." Right? Isn't that what he said? He said something and they froze, which we've all probably experienced before. You freeze, like, what the fuck's going on? Oh my God. And he didn't hear a yes or a no or whatever. He just saw women sitting there like, okay, cool. And he proceeded to do whatever he said he was going to do. He's an asshole for doing that. Because, I mean, what the hell's wrong with you? But also, they didn't move. I wonder what's in men's heads. As far as like, you thought that was okay? Like they were sitting there, I don't know if they were laughing. Because, you know, we just said that's our trauma response. We would laugh it off. Ha ha, yeah, this is okay. So were they like, what is that? How do you navigate that? How do you, I guess you got to be empowered to speak up, and men also have to have brains.
I'm just thinking back in my 20s, I lived in the neighborhood in West Hollywood.
Okay.
And we would go to frequent the gay bars up there, like on Santa Monica Boulevard. And I remember one time I went to the Abbey and for Halloween, and some guy took my hand and put it in his pants.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't have any underwear on or anything.
So you felt his junky junks.
Yeah.
No, you don't know who he is. He could have had some HPV or something on that hand. Oh, Lord.
He looked crazy. Like, and I'm like, do men go to gay bars because they know women like are more vulnerable there? I don't know, but
was he a straight man? I mean, there's no way to know anything.
Was.
Yeah.
That's
weird.
And I just remember going to the bathroom to wash my hands. And I was like, what the hell? Like, who does that?
Now, what would you do now in that situation as a grown in your power woman? What would you do in a situation?
Grab it and
he would have been knocked the fuck out.
Yank it off.
Right? Yep. So what is happening in our 20s where we don't feel empowered to, and I feel like this is why I'm so proud of these young Gen Z women out there. I mean, they're not taking any shit. Like, I feel like they are who I wish I was in my 20s. Like, I feel like they're woke on this. They are empowered. They are
boundaries,
boundaries, standing up for themselves, supporting each other. It's a beautiful thing to see. It really is. Yeah. So I'm proud of them. I really am.
And then like, I remember, and this is we put ourselves, maybe it's because we're just younger, we're just programmed like that so we can reproduce. Because I feel like I was being in West Hollywood in the gay area. I remember meeting some guys and going to their house, and they were all gay guys. And then the next thing you know, this guy is rubbing his stuff like up in my face, like, and I'm like, is this a gay thing? Like, is this weird. Like, do they want, like, was he like, I don't know.
I had a very different experience. I lived in Long Beach, in a mostly gay area of Long Beach, and I never felt safer. So I didn't have those type of experiences. Like, I could be out drunk at like 2 a.m. walking home from a bar or whatever, and I've had gay men walk me home. Like, just, girl, let's get you home. You know, like, whatever. Nothing weird. And that's weird to think about too, is like, I don't know you, you know, and you're gonna walk me to my house. Like,
well, that's why
I felt safe out there.
Yeah, that's why I felt safe, because
your guard was down. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was, I laughed, but it's just like, who like puts your crotch in somebody's face like that? They were cute too. Like, I just thought,
you were like, maybe.
I was like, are you straight? Like, let's get it. Let me stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still to this day don't know what they were. But just fast forward to this day, I feel like even in my 40s, I've made dumb mistakes. I think I told you about, like, I went to this guy's house. He's playing instruments and stuff. And then we're making out on the couch, and he's pushing me down, and I'm pushing myself up. He's pushing me down.
That's that nonverbal communication. You're telling this person no.
Yeah. So finally I left, and then I didn't hear from him. And then I reached out, and he said, I don't know why I reached out. And he said, what's your deal with sex? And I was like, I don't want to have sex. Like, I want to get to know you first.
Yeah. And or I don't have a deal, but you're trying to get it from jump. You don't know me.
He said, that's not going to work for me. But it's just like, you're sitting here, think you can play some instruments and just push me down on the couch. Like,
he playing the flute.
Right.
He Andre.
He was like, play my skin flute. But it's like,
What do you,
this person was a professional, is a professional,
that
like
doesn't
lived
even
in
matter.
nice
People have
building.
crazy
Yeah.
private lives. Yeah. Yeah,
And it's
they're
like
outward.
nothing, you would think nothing could happen because they lived in a doorman building. So
Uh-uh.
people saw,
Uh-uh.
but
Uh-uh.
like, but
That
what I'm
is
like, what was I gonna do? He didn't do anything. I was able to, like finally
get
convince him.
yeah,
I
get
just left.
But the thing
But
is, you shouldn't have to. Isn't that gross? You shouldn't have to fight your way out of a situation.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then you go home feeling like, oh,
icky.
what just happened? Like that's
Yeah.
so yeah.
And I
Ugh.
feel
But I
stupid because part of me even feels guilty. Like, still to this day, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have put myself in that. Like, maybe I let him on. It's just like,
that's
it's
yeah.
hard to
No, he doesn't need
navigate.
to act like that.
Yeah.
Uh.
There has to
Uh.
be a happy medium because I feel like also if he would have been someone else, possibly it could have gone down.
Right,
So
right.
where do
But
you
that's
draw the line?
okay. You can have some discretion and you can make
Mm-hmm.
that's I think that's the whole of it is you
Mm-hmm.
can make choices. It doesn't have to be a bright line across the board. I'm not doing this is it's situational and I feel like for some men, that man in particular probably, it's not situational. He's going to go for it every single time.
Yeah.
And that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just don't I mean, and he's going to muscle his way into intercourse with people.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably looking for someone who's not going to push back. Okay,
Yeah.
whether they consent or not, I'm able to just get this. And that's
Right.
gross. Like that's gross.
It is. So it's interesting, like, because I think a lot of people when they try to refute these claims and everything, they say, well, if it were somebody else, it's harassment. If it's somebody you don't like, it's not harassment. Basically, yeah,
True.
that's how it is.
Yeah, basically.
You have the
Yeah.
right to say you set your boundaries.
Right. And your standards and hey, the chemistry ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't even need to be any clearer than that. There's no explanation. I'm not feeling you, period.
Yeah.
I can't make myself feel
Period.
you. Like that's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's something I don't think I understood 20 years ago.
Yep.
Like, hey, I'm not, hey, I did this with this person. So I guess,
Yeah.
with this next person, like not having discretion or I don't know, not autonomy, maybe autonomy. Yeah. The ability to decide for myself without feeling the guilt. The guilt shouldn't even be there either. You shouldn't feel guilty.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's, whew. But I mean, all this stuff coming out, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because this happened a while ago, and this is making me think of Hugh Hefner also, and the girlfriends, the girlfriends or whatever, the wives, girlfriends,
Yeah,
whatever
don't they
he
all
had
have
over.
HIV or something? Wait.
Oh
No,
God.
I was thinking of Charlie Sheen.
Oh no, but Holly Madison, I think her name is, and a couple of the three that were in that show, girlfriends or Hugh Hefner's girlfriends, whatever it was on Bravo, I think, have a podcast now, and they're talking about how he would drug them. He would give them like Quaaludes and things like that to like lower their inhibitions and stuff. Because I mean, nobody wants to sleep with him. He was like a billion years old. Like that's not hot. But he would do that, and that was a common thing to get these younger women to participate and do things that they weren't comfortable with, that they're coming out with now. And so it's a lot of it is the after the fact. Quaaludes it was like a popular drug, I think, in like the 80s and the early 90s. I think that's what Bill Cosby used.
Yeah, I gotta look it up. Is it like, yeah,
I've heard it referenced in like The Wolf of Wall Street and like things like the 80s. Yeah. The 80s, that was like a drug of the 80s.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The after the fact, the hindsight is 2020 type thing. How much legal power do we give that? Because it feels like that's what's happening is you didn't report it at the time. You're reporting it now. And like for us, we can see that 20 years later, we're looking back like, God, I did some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Was it actionable at that time? Should I be able to bring an action, legal action, a case or whatever? Should I be able to bring that now, 20 years later?
Yeah.
Past
the statute of limitations and everything.
Just the legal, doesn't your legal brain kind of tickle a little like, hey, does that make sense? Like now we're opening up a whole can of worms, because usually there is, a period of time, a statute of limitations in which you can bring these claims and do that kind of stuff. Or are we just dragging people? Are we just dragging people through the mud? as a hindsight revenge, I'm mad I didn't get I didn't speak up then, so now I'm gonna speak up and I'm gonna ruin you.
Just think about half the people who are abused and are like married are still with the people, like Soon Yi stuff. Like,
yeah. Oh,
I don't know. Yeah,
it's all messy. It's a mess.
Like, why do we need to? They could. Yeah, this is all civil too. This is all civil.
But are they able to? Well, I mean, I guess the question too is, are they still doing these things? Like, is there, other than hitting them and getting money, hitting them where it hurts, are you preventing them from hurting other people? I think that's an important part.
20 years later.
Yeah. I mean, or are they just old ass people just chilling on the couch, not doing nothing anymore? Who knows? Yeah. But it's just, I have a lot of questions about it. I don't know. The behavior is never okay. So I'm not trying to justify, I'm sure we're not saying these behaviors are okay, but the timing of it, I feel, has a lot of questions.
Eric Adams got an accusation from
hell is that?
1993, the mayor of New York City.
Damn. The current mayor?
Current, yes.
Damn.
I didn't even know he was straight. I'm like, dang. So people are coming through. But then again, remember, we were all on the woman's side from the Supreme Court. What was that guy's name?
Brett Kavanaugh.
Justice Kavanaugh, yeah. And her life was completely ruined.
And that's why women don't come forward.
Yeah.
That's why they don't. But I also, this is because I'm having feelings. Who was the senator that, Al Franken? I have feelings in the sense that things that may have been laughable and funny and just the way things were in 1990 are not so, like with the Me Too movement, are not so today. And I'm not talking about assault. I'm not talking about, but if someone, it used to be if somebody just came up and kissed you, you guys were joking around, he just kissed you, it was like, you kissed me. Now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to the police.
Yeah.
And I feel like, where's the line? Yeah. Where do you draw the line? Or like, because and maybe it's because I'm from the generation of that kind of stuff. Like, I don't find that to be, I feel like there's a difference between us. I feel assaulted, I feel violated, and that was awkward. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference, but I feel like, again, that's subjective. And so now we're lumping it all into, you can't even hug me if I'm not in the mood for that. Where, I mean, I don't know. It's all so confusing.
Yeah, I think that's why I love this younger generation, because they are using their words and saying no. It's like more like New Jersey, I think was, I don't know what the state status is now, but the only state where you had to affirmatively consent to like have intercourse with someone. So you have to say yes. Yes. You have to say, yes, I want to have sex. Well, like it has to be.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it has to. Yeah.
So I don't know, because
I don't mind that. It could be awkward, but I mean, if you want to do it. Yeah, like it's I'm so far from first time intercourse with somebody. You know what I mean?
So.
Like, I don't no, but I mean, like, so far from what I can remember of that. The awkwardness of having to say yes, I want to do, like I might do that to my husband. Yes, I consent to this. He would probably be like, okay. But then there's also the conversations about marital rape, or just being in a relationship. Like Cassie was in a relationship. Like, those are things too from the past, from history, where it didn't exist. Like, you were basically property and they couldn't. You had to, submit to whenever they wanted to do, to be intimate. So I feel like we're coming a long way from those times when women were just basically here to please men.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's still confusing to me.
It is confusing. It's hard to navigate, and it's just so. Ugh.
It's uncomfortable too. Like, I feel like
it's uncomfortable.
Y'all should know better. Period. Why do we have to like spell it all out? Like,
yeah. But the animal, I think people forget human animals.
Damn.
But even
now I'm not gonna Belle Biv DeVoe. You brought that up, and I'm gonna be messed up. I'm gonna go through all the music now and be like, okay, what else? What else is there?
It's bad if you start listening to it.
That I was just yelling out, screaming, feeling it, like my song, that's crazy.
Even like Baby It's Cold Outside is
yeah, that one, yeah.
There's no hope.
But I feel like, I wonder, are we, that song gives me some weird feelings because I hear it, but I'm like, it sounds cute. I really can't stay. Okay, baby, it's cold outside. You know, whatever. But I've been in relations where that wasn't a violation. It wasn't, you weren't pressuring me into doing something. That, I feel like that's also a normal, but I really want you to stay. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, but it's cold outside. But, you know, like, he's trying to get you to stay. I don't know. Reverse the genders, the sexes of the parties, though, and see if people still feel the same way, you know?
Let me look at these lyrics.
What if she's like, baby, it's cold outside. He's like, I really can't stay. Like, are we still upset about it? What if it's, you know, I don't know. But I feel like that song ain't nobody talking about underage, but, you know, adolescence and stuff. This is just, hey,
my father will be pacing the floor. Listen to that fireplace roar. Yeah, he's just trying to convince her. Wait,
stay.
Hey, what's in this drink? No,
okay, never mind.
Oh, hell no. Nah.
I don't know that.
Your eyes
don't
are
know
like
the lyrics
right now. Ooh.
Oh, so she drunk. Did he drink? Did he drink it? Did he drink her? Did he drug her? Like,
I don't know. This is sick.
Okay, never mind.
She said the answer is, I simply must go, baby. It's cold outside. The answer is no. Okay. But baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. I'm with it then. The song's shit.
My sister will be suspicious. Gosh, your lips look delicious.
Oh, that's nasty. See, when you start going through and looking at lyrics, you're like, damn. Just damn. It's everywhere. If you're listening, I challenge you, or I ask that you go through some of your favorite songs and look at them lyrics. If you see anything, please like post, do something, hashtag TGSTS, reach out to us on Instagram, you know, get in our DMs and let us know. Cause my curiosity is piqued. I need to know.
She said, okay, fine. Just another drink. That took a lot of convincing, but yeah, sometimes you do get worn down and then it's
just like the instrument dude. He was trying to wear you down.
Literally.
That's terrible. Yeah. Hey. It's not funny. Oh, it's not funny. It really isn't.
Trauma response.
Yep. Yeah. Anyways. Stay vigilant out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Because then you have the older guys and the younger guys and all kind of stuff. It ain't safe anywhere.
Especially around Diddy, so don't go there.
Yeah.
Doing the dance. Anyways, all right. Well, I've had enough of this. This is a little triggering for me. We may have to put a warning in the front.
Yeah, we definitely need to put a warning.
Yeah. Anyways, well, have a good day.
You too. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.